Do you ever feel like you've made a decision too quickly and ended up regretting it? Or maybe you've spent hours overthinking something only to feel even more confused? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today, let's talk about how our minds really work and how understanding them can change the way we make decisions. The two systems of thinking. You know, the way our brain works is fascinating. Sometimes we act on impulse and make snap decisions, like buying something expensive because it's on sale, only to regret it later. Other times, we overthink so much that we can't make a decision at all. Sounds familiar, right? This happens because our brain uses two types of thinking: System 1 and System 2. System 1 is like your autopilot. It's fast, intuitive, and emotional. It's the one that helps you recognize a friend in a crowd or react quickly to danger. But here's the catch. It's also the one that makes you jump to conclusions. For example, you see a big 50% off sign and think, "This is a great deal," without checking if you actually need it. On the other hand, System 2 is your thinker. It's slow, deliberate, and logical. This is the part of your brain you use to solve a tough math problem or plan a big project. But System 2 is lazy. It doesn't want to work unless it has to, so most of the time, System 1 takes over. The trap of heuristics and biases. Now this is where things get tricky. System 1 loves shortcuts, or what psychologists call heuristics. These shortcuts help us make quick decisions, but they can lead to mistakes. For example, have you ever read one bad review about a product and decided not to buy it, even if there were hundreds of good reviews? That's called availability bias. Your brain focuses on what's easiest to remember, not what's most accurate. Another common bias is anchoring. This happens when you rely too heavily on the first piece of information you see. For instance, if a shirt is priced at $100 but marked down to $50, you might think you're getting a great deal, even if the shirt is only worth $30. Loss aversion. Why we fear losing. We hate losing more than we love winning. Imagine you're offered a bet where you could win $1,000 or lose $1,000. Even if the odds are in your favor, you'd probably hesitate, right? That's loss aversion in action. It makes us hold on to bad investments or avoid risks that could lead to great opportunities. Overconfidence and the illusion of understanding. Let's be honest, we all think we know more than we actually do. Maybe you've predicted the stock market's next big move, or thought you could finish a project in half the time it really took. That's the illusion of understanding. We oversimplify complex things and act like we've got it all figured out. How to make better decisions. So, what can we do about all this? First, start recognizing when System 1 is in charge. Pause before making a quick decision and let System 2 step in. For example, if you see that 50% off sign, ask yourself, do I actually need this, or am I just reacting? Second, be aware of biases. Double-check the facts and ask yourself if you're being influenced by one dramatic example or a shortcut your brain is taking. Third, reframe how you see risks. Instead of focusing on what you might lose, think about what you could gain. And finally, stay humble. It's okay to admit you don't know everything. In fact, that's the first step to learning more. So, what can we take away from all this? The next time you're faced with a decision, remember to slow down, question your assumptions, and think twice before acting. Life isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them. These lessons come from Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. This book isn't just about understanding your mind. It's about taking control of it. What decision will you approach differently after today? Let me know in the comments.